Imagine this. You walk away in silence, no fight, no explanation, no goodbye, and you think you've let it go quietly. But what truly happens on the other side of that silence? See, when you disappear from her life, what you leave behind isn't just a missing conversation. You leave behind a storm of confusion, self-doubt, and a cascade of emotions she didn't ask for, but is now forced to confront. In this episode, it's not about manipulation. It's about truth, emotional truth, and the Stoic wisdom that helps us understand it. Today we're unpacking 6 emotional stages a woman often goes through when someone she cares about suddenly pulls away, completely unannounced. Because silence isn't neutral. It has weight, it echoes, and it often causes more harm than we realize. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control, our actions, our words, our integrity. But they also warned us, every action has a ripple, even in silence. So if you've ever stepped back, thinking it was the easiest way to let something go, think again. There's a human heart on the other side of your silence, and today we explore what really happens in that quiet aftermath. So you can walk forward with more awareness and maybe more compassion. Stage 1, rejection. When silence feels like a verdict. She feels it first as rejection, not anger, not confusion, just that quiet, hollow sting of being dismissed. When you go silent, it tells her, you're not worth the words. That may not be your intent, but it's how it lands. The Stoics remind us, no man is hurt but by himself. Seneca. But your inaction can still cause another to doubt their worth. If you must leave, leave with clarity. Disappearing may feel simple, but it leaves a mess behind. True Stoicism isn't cold detachment, it's responsible detachment. Stage 2, longing, when absence becomes its own presence. After rejection comes longing, not always for you, but for the rhythm, the shared jokes, the good morning texts, the presence. She misses the bond, even if it wasn't perfect. She romanticizes the best parts, because silence creates space for fantasy. In Stoicism, impermanence is reality, but longing still lingers. Your absence becomes a question mark she keeps trying to answer, not because she wants drama, but because the story didn't end. It stopped. Disappearing isn't the end. It's the start of a new internal narrative, one you helped write. Stage 3, obsession, when curiosity turns to anxiety. The mind hates uncertainty, and when someone vanishes, the mind starts spinning. She analyzes every detail, every word, every emoji, every pause, trying to find the answer you didn't give. Epictetus said, "It's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them." But when you give her nothing, her mind gives her everything, and often it's unkind. You think silence is mercy, but it becomes cruelty in disguise. Real Stoic strength, it's not disappearing, it's facing discomfort with integrity. Stage 4, pursuit, when she needs closure more than connection. Eventually she reaches out, not to win you back, but to understand. A call, a message, a question. Not to reconnect, but to reclaim peace. This is the moment where your response defines your character. Not every detail needs to be said, but dignity deserves respect. Ghosting may feel convenient, but virtue demands more. The Stoics remind us, character isn't tested in ease, but in discomfort. If she seeks closure, answer with clarity. Not for her, but for the man you claim to be. Stage 5, self-reflection, when silence turns into a mirror. Eventually, she stops chasing answers and turns inward. She starts asking, was I too much? Did I miss the signs? Was it me? Stoicism teaches self-examination, but not self-blame. Without closure, reflection turns into self-punishment. She might rediscover her worth, or she might bury it under guilt. Either way, your silence became the catalyst. So ask yourself, did your exit create growth or just leave wreckage? Stage 6, relief or regret. The final stage of letting go after the storm comes stillness. And in that stillness, she finds one of two things: relief, or regret. If your presence caused pain, your absence brings peace. She breathes easier. She heals. But if there was hope, your silence becomes sorrow, a wound that whispers, I wasn't even worth a goodbye. Epictetus said, he is a wise man who does not grieve for what he has not, but rejoices for what he has. But many learn this too late. Whether she finds healing or hurt, she carries the echo of how you left. Because how we leave becomes part of who they become. So here's the truth. Silence is a decision, and it speaks louder than words ever will. Stoicism asks us to act with virtue, courage, and integrity, not just in public, not just in thought, but in how we end things. If you must walk away, do it with clarity. If you seek distance, speak it with grace, because silence without responsibility, that's not stoicism, that's avoidance. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. So be one, not perfect, but responsible, compassionate, honest, and above all, present, even in your exit. If this message spoke to something real inside you, follow timeless Stoic life. We don't chase noise. We build clarity. We build men of character. And we do it, one honest choice at a time. This is timeless Stoic life. Go inward, go gently, go real,